I gang sexy. So I said I've been itching to play some BCS for a couple months now, and but I had a few other things I needed to do. I got some other stuff I'm working on for the future, I guess. But we went ahead back to one that we've played before, and we set up Baptism by Fire. I think it's a good one. It's a good one to learn. Any of them are actually good to learn the system. Probably don't want to learn it with Last Blitzkrieg or the Panzer's Last Stand. This one here or the Brazen Cherry is probably good ones to learn with. Or if you have the one with the big counters, the one that I sent away because I didn't like the big counters. Anyhow, that the last. I don't know about Valley of the Tears because I didn't buy Valley of the Tears. Maybe later I'll try to grab from somebody, but just wasn't interested in that. All right, so anyhow, we've now knocked out 3 turns in this, or we're starting our 3rd turn in this. Okay, I'm just playing little bits and pieces. So I'm going to give you a quick synopsis. Then I want to do is I want to talk about MSR, the main supply route in this real quick, and my translation of it. So when I get to talking about that, if you've got, this is the way I translate it out of the rules, okay? If you think I've got it wrong, give me a comment down below. Let me know how you see it. But I'll talk about that here in just a second. But what I want to do, let's just take a look at the progress here. So the Americans start off with a lot of those static units that start up there against the border, which you can still see 1 or 2 of them. The 3 task force infantry units, all right? These 2 haven't moved, and as long as they hold their ground, you don't really have to worry about them. But this guy here, I tried to put him into action. He started down here on this hill, and I was trying to move him this way, but Task Force Gearhart and Rhyme just dusted him, made him get out of dodge. So now he's on the run. He's going to keep struggling until he gets back in here to see, because now that he's moved, I need to get him back in here to CCA. Or you got to keep this in mind, too, that there's no effect on the unit if during an activation, if you decide not to move him and just leave him where he is, then you're not going to have to pay any penalties for him. You just leave him there. Now, isolation and stuff, I haven't come across that yet. I might hear soon. We'll get to that later. On the plus side, the Tiger unit, which I should have paid attention, he's only 1 step, okay? And he took on one of CCA's units, and I drew a both loss. A both loss in an engagement. And was an engagement? Yeah, an engagement. I took a both loss, and that 1 step is gone, and they cannot be rebuilt. I'm thinking that maybe what I should have done, since that's Task Force Rhyme, actually, you know what? Rhyme already has a red support unit, so putting him in there might not have been good. Maybe what I should have done, if he'd had some range on him. Oh, he does on the backside. I'll be darned. I didn't see that. He's got a range of 2 on the list. Yeah, darn, I should have paid attention to that. Maybe that's a counter boob. I don't know. See that 2 on the back? He's actually got range. I should have just kept him in that mode and fired at range, and I didn't do it. So anyhow, he's lost too late. It is what it is. Not going to cheat what the dice say, so he's out. And I can't rebuild him because he's got that circle behind his activation or his action rating. All right, but anyhow, the Germans have pretty much opened up their main path here. Let me back up so y'all can see more of that. Yeah, they've pretty much opened up the main thoroughfare here. I don't see the Americans threatening this. Okay, so I haven't got to the turn yet where you're going to draw a chit to see what your primary objective is, but you've also got victory locations in the red areas. Take those so you can get some victory points on those. We haven't got to that point yet. We could probably run up there and take Hajib El Alawin up there. Eventually, they're probably going to take, was it Sheitla, whatever that is, Beitla, whatever the hell that is. And, of course, then you've got Task Force Stark, who's now active, now sitting back here in Kazarine and over here in the Lepti, okay? So, 2 turns in, starting 3rd turn. All right, Task Force or Camp Group Shoot and Stankoff have come on down in here. Stankoff's working this way, Shoot's working up this way here. And they just smoked the CCA unit here, pushed him away. Amazingly enough, he's still got safe path back to this guy. So, and he's still within range anyhow. and their combat trains are good. This is all first armored, so you don't have to worry about mixing or overlapping right there. They're fine, or overlapping. I'm sorry. So they're okay. German units, the two dark tan colored camp groups, they're buddies. And the yellow ones here, they're buddies. And I think there's one more. I think Lang, he's getting ready to come on. I think he's buddies with these guys too. And then Dak, I think, is buddies with these light, bright yellow guys. So I'll read the rule on that when those guys come on. All right, MSR. Let's talk about this. So the big thing here with MSR is nobody has any issue when it's on primary or secondary road, okay? In this game here, all you have is secondary roads and tracks. Track is always the headache. So we're going to discuss that right now. But I need to get this guy into frame. I got him? Okay, I got him in frame. Okay. A track can be used for MSR if the track hexes are between the combat train and the headquarters inclusive, okay? And outside of the headquarters and combat train's link, you can be in a track hex, but the next adjacent hex has to have a primary or a secondary road, or I think that's all it says. I want to say supply source too, or a primary or secondary road. So now there's no distance for your supply. However, you have optimal distance, which is between 5 and 15 hexes from the headquarters unit, okay? If you're not in that optimal distance, you're going to suffer a penalty. If you're closer, then I think you end up ghost training your combat trains, and which most of this is suffering die roll penalties. So all I want to simply do is talk about this combat train for Soust is sitting one hex off of this secondary road, and he's tracing on the track all the way to the headquarters. Now, is he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So he is out of optimal range, all right, which is you're going to suffer a snafu roll penalty for that, all right? But it is and this is in my opinion, this is a legitimate MSR to that headquarters unit. All right, so let the discussion begin. If you agree with me, just say, hey, you got it right, Hexy. If you don't agree with me, please be specific. I like this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love EFS from GMT. OCS is cool. Not as big on OCS anymore. But this thing here, I think, operationally is becoming. They got East Front coming, so that just turns a notch up for me. But this might be my favorite operational, I think, because it's not real tough to play, and I think it's kind of fun the way with the mechanics you have to think about with the blobs and your MSRs and stuff like that. So, and how you use attacks, the different attacks, and standoff ranges and engagements and shock attacks, stuff like that. So if you think I got it wrong, I'm probably gonna argue with you. I think I've got it right here. But if you think I got it wrong, give me the reason, explain to me why. This guy is on a track, but the next hex is a secondary road, and he's got all track hexes to the headquarters, all right? And they're all inclusive. They're all between the two units and inclusive with them. So, this guy's not off here in the desert somewhere, all right? Or he's not off in the desert somewhere. So to me, that combat train sitting next to that secondary road, tracing all the way up the track to that headquarters, is a complete MSR. Granted, he's not within the 5 to 15 range, but that's still a complete MSR. All right, so there you go. Let's Baptism by Fire. Going to start our third turn. Love the thing. Love the system. This one's not overly heavy encounters. Having to work out the tactics is a little interesting. But, yeah, still a blast. If you got it, play it. I know a lot of y'all out there do play BCS. Todd and I are going to be starting Friday night this week, Friday and Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. On his channel Friday night, on my channel Saturday night. And we're kind of going to vassal play and work through the rules. Todd wants to pick it up. I've played it a few times, so, y'all pop over. If you're good with BCS, you can give us a hand. All right, it's Hexy. Let's get this up. Talk to y'all soon.